let's move on to the next topic, and this one is also one for the ages. So let's talk about this here. So Kevin Feige, you guys know him. He runs the whole Marvel show over there, owned by Disney. So he is now in talks, or developing, I shouldn't say, I don't think he's in talks anymore, for a new Star Wars film that is unknown yet. Now, he could be doing anything. He could be co-producing with the Benioff and Weiss stuff. I was about to say like some random name. I don't know what I was gonna say, but he could be co-producing with Benioff and Weiss. He could be doing some other nonsense. Who knows? I was about to knock that over, but who knows? So we basically don't know much other than he's doing something in the Star Wars universe that's supposedly supposed to be new. And Kevin Feige is like a fan of Star Wars, which is kind of key if you want to do something with Star Wars. And while I say that, I'm going to take a sip of this wonderful Coca-Cola here. Anyways, moving on. So Kevin Feige, so he's in talks to produce this new Star Wars film that is unknown. So what does critic think about this? Well, let me tell you. I love this. I really do. I think Kevin Feige's done a brilliant job with the MCU, as you've seen. I've loved most of the MCU films. There's some that I'm not a big fan of, like, don't hate me, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, wasn't a big fan. Iron Man 3, wasn't a big fan. Thor 2, wasn't a big fan. Iron Man 2, But anyways, I love what he's done with the MCU. He's made so many great MCU films. And just hearing he's a fan of Star Wars films, and he's just producing one Star Wars movie has me excited. Now, a bunch of questions come into this. Now, is this multiple movies or one movie? I mean, he's a busy guy. I mean, there's rumors of him stepping down from the MCU, but remember, he said multiple times that he has plans. He already planned out Phase 5, and he already knows what he's going to do with Phase 5. So it's going to be a little bit until he steps down from Marvel. But now let's say if he does do multiple Star Wars films while handling the MCU. He probably, at least my guess, I mean, I don't know the guy. I don't know him. But let's say he does do the multiple Star Wars films while handling the MCU. I don't think he'll be fully involved in them. Because, I mean, the MCU takes up... just handling that looks like it takes forever to handle. I mean, that looks almost nearly impossible. That he's somehow handling very well. And just putting multiple Star Wars films on top of that is a lot to ask for. Or maybe what he could do, because he has a lot of people at Marvel, he can have other producers handle some of the MCU movies while he's over here doing Star Wars movies. That can work out really well. He obviously has lots of trust in people over at Marvel. He could come in at Lucasfilm, do a little thingy, go back, yo, what's up Marvel? Go back to Lucasfilm, yo, what's up Star Wars? You can do a little bit of that. Or let's say he does step down soon. Let's say that he does one movie, success. Another movie, success. And little by little, his trust gets higher and higher at Lucasfilm, to the point where they're like, man, this guy is making some great movies here. They're making money. I don't know, because look, I like Kathleen Kennedy as the head of Lucasfilm. I think she's done some things wrong, and I think she's done some things good. I mean, I love The Force Awakens. I love Rogue One. I like Last Jedi. Solo was fun. But if you look at Kathleen Kennedy's list of things she messed up, like the Rogue One reshoots, like the whole Solo debacle, like the Episode 9 directors, compared to Kevin Feige, who's produced almost how many Marvel movies? And literally the two things that are like, oh, that didn't work out so well, is the Edward Norton and the Edgar Wright are like the only two things that just didn't work out well. Meanwhile, Kathleen Kennedy has like 4 things that happened that did not work out well, like the Solo reshoots, like the Rogue One stuff, like the Episode 9 whole thing with the directors. And that's just 4 Star Wars films compared to the how many MCU movies, and Kevin Feige hasn't had a problem since how long? 2010? I mean, yes, I'm not trying to hate or trash on Kathleen Kennedy. Again, I really like her. She's fantastic as a producer. She's produced some of the best movies. I mean, the Indiana Jones films, E.T. It's insane, and I think she's done a solid job with Star Wars. But I think Kevin Feige is more organized than she is, so therefore, I think he could do a really good job handling Lucasfilm if he's up for it. And then again, Kathleen Kennedy has also some other movies lined up for, and maybe she wants to move on to that because she's probably like, man, I'm tired of this backlash, which I absolutely get because nobody likes backlash. But I don't see Kevin Feige stepping down from Marvel until like after Phase 5 because again, he has plans for Phase 5 and I'm sure maybe he wants to do something with the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, and it'll be a while once they enter in. And at some point, both Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige are gonna step down, and it would be funny if they just like flip flop. But I doubt that's gonna happen. But I love this, I really, really do. What's gonna happen? What's his game plan here? I don't know. That's just some speculation on my part. What do I think is gonna happen? At least for now, I think he's just gonna produce a couple movies. That's what I'm thinking, and I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to see what he does next, and hopefully it's great.